Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to be doing an adding too much of everything into slime video because it's you guys' favourite, so I decided to do another one, and I'm also going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned to the end. First up, we're going to be adding too much confetti, and all of these are from Kawaii Slime Company because she sent me a huge package last month, and I basically haven't gotten around to using all the extras she sent me, so I decided to make this really colourful confetti slime. And I started off with a 6-ounce clear slime, and when you see the size of this at the end, you're going to be like, whoa, that does not look like a 6-ounce. But as you can see here, it kind of just looks like a crunchy slime. It kind of acts like beads, but obviously the texture is very different because they're all different sizes, but it's still really crunchy. So I decided to add as much confetti as I possibly could. I probably added about a cup worth of confetti into 6 ounces, so as you can see, it is getting a lot bigger, so crunchy. It didn't hurt my hands at all, which I was really surprised with. And I also recommend using really sticky slime if you're going to do this, because as you can see, this inflates so much, but it also holds in so many beads, and it's so crunchy, and I'm in love with this. The next thing we're going to be adding too much of is gold leaves, and I'm really obsessed with gold leaves. As you can see, it just looks perfect when you sink your hands into it, especially in clear slime because you can see everything being mixed in so perfectly. But I was like, you know what, I want to see what happens when I add loads and loads of gold leaves in. So I decided to add probably about 50. I started by adding like 10, as you can see here, and it is really crunchy, it's really nice. I didn't find the gold leaves stuck to me much at first because they were just sticking in the slime, but the more gold leaves I was adding, the more it was sticking to me, and I was just becoming a gold person as well as playing with the gold slime. And the only bad thing about using gold leaves in the slime, especially if you're a slime seller, is that they rust, so it kind of turns the slime green, which is kind of gross, but when you're first adding it, it looks amazing. And as you can see, this is when I'm starting adding like way too much, and it becomes so tough, like a really tough consistency. It's really fun to play with, but it's more of a putty, but it still looks super cool. Next up, we're going to be adding too much of crunchy beads, and I don't actually know what these beads are called. I think maybe sugar beads, but I wasn't sure, so I just put crunchy beads. But I added loads of food colouring just to make the slime a bit more sticky, and then I started to add my beads, and as you can see, I literally just poured the whole pack on. Like, this was a 500-gram pack, and I ended up mixing this all into the slime, so it became massive and so crunchy. Obviously, your girl is adding too much today, so I added way more, and I found that this became so crunchy. It did start to hurt my hands a bit, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was so fluffy, it inflated so much, and the crunches were just like immediate, like you didn't have to create bubbles. The slime became increasingly harder to mix in, especially with the crunchy beads, so I decided to add like a moat and then pour all the beads in the middle and start mixing it in, kind of just folding it instead of like trying to push it in because it wasn't sticking particularly well, but it became so crunchy. I was obsessed with this, and as you saw before, the slime was literally a 6-ounce and then it turned into 3 pots of slime. It was like 2.5 8-ounces, but still crazy. I decided to add too much Daiso clay because I know adding too much into normal slime makes it really tough, but I was like, what happens if I add it into really sticky slime? And as you can see, this is just a bunch of goop underneath, and it was very hard to mix in because obviously the clay is of a tough consistency and the goop isn't, but when I mixed it in, it was really slime-like. It was very clay-like, obviously, because there's so much more clay, but it was really creamy, spread really well. The only thing I found difficult was like pulling at the slime to try and make it like fall like a normal slime. Curious at what would happen next, I decided to add 2 more Daiso cubes, and as you can see, it just becomes more and more tough to stick in, and it doesn't really stretch out, so it was very, very hard. I ended up just having to kind of like knead it in like actual dough, because obviously you can't stretch like cooking dough, and this isn't cooking dough, this isn't edible, just putting that out there. But this is so fun once it's actually done. It's a lot just like, it's just like clay, but softer, and also coloured. It looks like frosting, so I decided to add way more slime just to kind of fix it and get the final outcome, and this made such a perfect slime. The slime was so thick and so creamy that I was like, I have to pot this up and do a giveaway. Do a giveaway. So I'm deciding to giving away 5 pots of 8-ounce slimes of these, but just because they're amazing. When I was first getting into slime, one of my favourite things was watching people like destroy their makeup and putting it in slime, just because I like the angry comments that come underneath. So feel free to vent yourself in the comments because they always make me laugh. And I really enjoy doing this because this is a ton of old makeup that I literally never use. Like this Victoria's Secret lip gloss, literally I've had since I've been 12. So a very, very long time now, and I decided to mix it all in, and when I mixed it in, it was kind of gross because I made it a sticky slime just in case the like eyeshadow hardened it up, but I just found the lipstick really hard to mix in, but it was still really metallic and cute. After seeing how cute the confetti looked in the slime, I decided to add too many charms, and I found these charms online. They were just like the type that people make jewelry with. They're called like resin charms, I think, but these are so, so cute, and I should have made this slime stickier. It annoys me watching this clip because they're not sticking in properly, but this made the crunchiest slime. It's so colourful, so, so pretty, and I love these charms, and they're so, so cute. I should probably give this one away too. You know what? I'm gonna give one of these away too. Actually, no, I don't want to. I like this too much. Next up, I'm going to be adding too much fake snow, and to be honest, this really reminded me of my first cloud slime tutorial before it kind of became a trend, and I didn't know how to make it. No one else really knew how to make it, so I was just winging it. People told me it was fake snow in there, and then I just chucked way too much in, and it was kind of a disaster. But this is the proper snow. This is the Snow Wonder that everyone uses for it, so I was like, I wonder what happens when you add loads of this into the slime. So I started to mix it up, and as you can see, this slime is really tough. You guys may not know this, but fake snow actually really melts down slime, so I decided to just kind of overactivate it and preempt the melting, and then I found that my snow was way too dry, so this was just a disaster. I was like, how do I fix this? So I decided to try and kind of like salvage it and just mix it all in, and then I was like, you know what, girl, you're gonna have to just give in. You're gonna have to go get some water, wet everything up, see what happens then. So I went in, gushed water all over it, and as you can see, it expands so much, and it's still really dry, so I probably should have added even more water. And then I found that the slime was just huge because I wasn't like taking it out and pulling it like a normal cloud slime, so it wasn't getting the slimy effect, and I'm pretty sure I added so much more snow than I have slime. So the slime was so gross, it didn't stick together. It was kind of like stringy, kind of bouncy, but not like this. It just wasn't good. Wasn't good. Don't do this, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're waiting for the giveaway, all you're going to have to do is subscribe to my channel. Make sure you, well, I was going to say make sure you watch this video to the end, but if you're here, then you clearly have, and also just leave a comment with a way for me to contact you with either a Twitter @ or an Instagram @, and I put it on my story or like tweet you if I found you like through Twitter, and then if you don't contact me back in 24 hours, I will choose a new winner. And the winner will be announced in 2 weeks' time from this video day. I'm not sure when this video is going up, but 2 weeks' time from then. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing week. I will see you next week, and I love you guys so much.